Froggy, yes? Would you tell me what those letters spell?
No.
Get out of here, ghost!
It's on capsize. Raw time.
All my friends are dead and they don't like me anymore. They've moved along, they've changed, and now they find me quite a bore. Way back then it was okay to be a little weird, but all my friends are dead. Good afternoon, revolutionaries. It's me, your buddy, your old pal, your host, internet personality, Mel Content. And we're here with another one. Another one what? Well, it's another day, and that means it's another 10minutedailyvideo.net, your place for 10minutedailyvideo.net. Hey, you guys ever see this movie, Rikki-Oh, the story of Rikki? Rikki-Oh, the story of Rikki is, and I'm not being hyperbolic, and I'm not being over the top, and I am not wrong, the greatest film ever made. Rikki-Oh, the story of Rikki is it's a Hong Kong martial arts splatter movie, and it's got all the good tropes. It's got all the fun Hong Kong martial arts tropes that you want. An incredibly charismatic lead actor. But that's not what I want to talk about. Like, I love this movie. If you've heard of this movie, you know it for some of the over-the-top, way over-the-top spectacle of the violence. What people don't tell you, maybe they do. What they don't tell you about Rikki-Oh, the story of Rikki, is this movie is fundamentally about the evils of capital. Yeah. Yeah, it's a socialist video, you fucking idiot. Rikki-Oh has all these over-the-top moments. There's this. There's that. There's this other thing. They're all great. I grabbed a bunch of clips just for the funsies. You know, I started watching it, and one of those things where it's one of those movies where I start watching it and I'm compelled to watch it. I had to willfully skip ahead to get clips. Rikki-Oh used to be my personal, like, bad movie that I would introduce people to. And I've long since realized it's not a bad campy movie. It's an absolute poetic masterpiece. What do I mean? Well, you could argue that the bad guys in Rikki-Oh are, criminals. You could argue that most of the villains in Rikki-Oh are used under duress, right? Maybe some of them are even mostly tried to be redeemed on some level. And that's because the actual villain is capitalism. The prison that Rikki-Oh is sent to is a privatized prison. This idea is so dystopian and crazy that they said it 10 years ahead of when the movie came out. This movie came out in 91. They thought in 2001, privatized prisons were going to be like the indicator of capitalism going too far. Guess what? They're absolutely right. If you think prisons work, certainly under the system we're under now, where a bunch of greedy dipshit billionaire fuckwads are allowed to own and stack up as many people into prisons. If you think that system works and you've listened this far, do not watch Rikki-Oh, the story of Rikki. You're a bad person and you're not allowed nice things. Do I think we need prisons? No. See, I don't think you need prisons when everybody's taken care of. This idea of a prison, to me, it's outdated and we're not using it properly. And honestly, right now, prisons are a place to dehumanize people. And make money off that dehumanization. And no better movie shows this than Rikki-Oh. See, because in the very beginning of the movie, there's this title card, there's this info card, and it says the privatized prisons, and this is the only indication you get why the prison is like this. Not only are all the cops just cowardly little worms,
快回自己牢房，不然我不客气了！妈的，跟他们拼了！
but the guys in charge are even wormier. They're just like stuffed with worms.
哎呀，老东啊，你快起来呀！这样就玩完了，真他妈没用啊！
The assistant warden's office is just full of porn. I think that's indicative of what they're trying to say.
所长，犯人带来了。
The other thing I think that Rikki-Oh is trying to say is that Rikki isn't really like a one-man operation. He is in the movie. But I think Rikki-Oh represents something bigger. I think it represents... I think Rikki as a character represents the need for freedom and equity. And fairness and justice. And because this horrible world refuses to give out justice, Rikki is the spirit of humanity taking that justice, especially from those who would use that to imprison us, kill us, you know, or worse, make us try to kill other people. Okay, that was it. That's the whole video. Cops are bad.
大家可以回家啦！